over the weekend, I made this tweet where I tagged Grummz. For those of you who don't know, Grummz is dude who used to work at Activision Blizzard, one of the nicest, most wholesome companies in the world, right? No, for those of you who need a refresher, Activision Blizzard has had a lot of controversy, specifically in regards to its workplace environment. For those of you who don't really remember any of the specifics, it did involve an employee committing suicide because of the amount of harassment she was getting from her co-workers, essentially. And, shit like people stealing breast milk from the employee fridge. It was that kind of degenerate shit. Anyway, this is the guy that was accused of doing that. Breast milk stealing. He's sort of known on the internet as some dude who just hates anything that has the word woke in it. He's been called a grifter, and I think it's pretty accurate because all he does is complain about things that are woke and DEI because he knows it's what makes people angry, and they'll click on his stuff and essentially give him loads of like Twitter ad revenue. I think is what he gets. He gets money from the amount of interactions he gets. And you can tell he's definitely just trying to bait out as much as he can because a lot of the things he says is pretty fucking brain dead. It's been more than 3 years. He spent all of his marketing money for that game on a stupid fucking bus made by West Coast Classics that is genuinely bad. It can't even run, so they have to tow it around. And I don't think that game's ever coming, but I did actually roast him on that afterwards. But yeah, so my post basically says, so glad to see so many posts from right-wing grifters like Grummz promoting Monster Hunter Worlds, because he has been promoting Monster Hunter Worlds because when a game does well, he tries to claim it's a non-woke game, or, it's a game that has no DEI in it and that's why it's doing good, because he wants to push the narrative that DEI makes a game bad and wokeness makes a game bad, despite the fact that we have examples like Baldur's Gate 3 showing the exact fucking opposite. And I said, it's great that he's promoting it, considering the game has a very prominent character voiced by a non-binary voice actor, Casey Mongillo, who, for those of you who don't know, Casey, they are a non-binary person, they, them pronouns, and not just any, no-name voice actor. This is Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion. So this is a pretty fucking big deal voice actor. They do a fucking great job in the game as well. So I made this, and it's got 1.2 million views at the moment. I was going to talk about it sooner, but I thought I'd wait and see how many people respond to it, and I'm glad I did, because a lot more things have happened since then. I'll scroll down the replies on this first of all. 10 out of 10, no notes, absolutely. I've been responding to a few, so this one I said, the Unfuckables really can't handle the fact they actually supported trans and non-binary people, which is what they were upset about. If I paid to be Twitter Premium, I could have gotten a lot of money out of this, but I'm not paying money to Musk. If you guys want to make sure I get money without having to do this shit, you can always subscribe on Twitch or YouTube, give them a channel member, whatever. Yeah, this person points out here, they'll always back out the shitty grid when the game is good. They always do a 180 when they see a game is good and try to claim that, it's not woke somehow. They straight up forget what they did previously. Because the reason I made this post specifically is because in the past, people like Grummz have hated on games like Ghost of Yote and whatnot, or literally trying to hire voice actors that are non-binary or woke or DEI hires, as they call them. Anyway, this is my fucking big catch here. Graham Linehan, who you guys might know. If you don't, he's the guy that wrote the IT Crowd. And he's also the biggest fucking transphobe on the entire platform, to the point where he ruined his own marriage obsessing over trans people. His wife left him because he wouldn't shut up about trans people. And this motherfucker is literally, not just no maidens, no career, and that he's broke to the point where he's selling off bits of used set and props from the IT Crowd to try and make money. And it's kind of hilarious that this broke ass motherfucker is upset with me. He took the time out to respond to me. Pronouns in bio, when there's nothing but embarrassment in his. They're trying to do revisionism, where they say they had no problem with non-binary voice actors in video games and such. And I'm just being like really facetious and saying, yeah, sure, more games should have voice actors like this. I'm glad you agree. I quote retweeted him saying, you know, he's mad about pronouns in my bio because his marriage is over/done. So this is the response he came up with. And it's a fucking essay. And the funniest thing is, so I responded first of all, saying, how many well-written trans and non-binary characters would your game have? And how many minority VAs are you looking to get voicing characters in your games? He's not responded to me, because he's, despite saying he had no problem with it, he's got no, I don't think he's even gotten that far in the development of his own fucking game yet to even consider that sort of thing. At the very bottom here, it says TLDR, press the Grok button in the upper right to have it summarized. And then I did exactly that, and had Grok point out all the flaws in his argument. And it gave us a very handy list of bullet points as for all the things that he got wrong there, including overgeneralizing the impact of DEI, and not having evidence to support any of the claims he made, dismissing non-binary representation, saying that it's irrelevant, but like obviously the data there saying gamers support more diverse characters, indicating a significant portion of the audience disagrees with him. And he accuses DEI of being used to belittle or hate on non-POC, but provides no specific examples of that data, because it doesn't exist. This motherfucker sources all of his information rectally. And at the very bottom there, he even said the post overlooks the positive industry trend of DEI improving market research. As seen in 2024, reports where diverse games like Baldur's Gate 3 saw increased sales due to the broader appeal. Of course, he's never going to address any of this, because he didn't respond to that either. I think he's choosing not to respond to me specifically because he knows, like, he can't respond back to it. Because exactly, I'm going to do exactly what I've been doing, just turn it back around on him, and it's going to make him look bad, and he's just choosing not to engage. Which, credit where credit due, is probably the smartest thing he can do, because he's not smart enough to actually engage back with anything witty or clever. Yeah, what are these walls of text? This is what I do. I write a paragraph, and these motherfuckers who are absolutely not mad write this, an entire fucking essay. Yeah, he can't back up any of the things he says, and the flaws in his arguments are so fucking obvious. Like, pointing them out is like child's play at this point. Even Grok could do it, as I've shown. Alright, I made this post as well earlier to say that I'll be streaming about this today, which is happening now. So yeah, this is me predicting the future. If you guys needed evidence of that, this totally counts. I predicted I'll be doing this video right now, and I'm doing it. So clearly I'm clairvoyant to some degree. But yeah, I had this one random motherfucker responding, saying, why are you using Elon Musk's website when are you a Nazi? And I said, where else can I bully so many Nazis like you? And of course these guys have such thick skin, right? He immediately blocked me straight after. Like, immediately, because he didn't want me responding to him, because these guys have like paper thin skin. It's like, it just reminds me of that one scene from Watchmen where it's like, you know, I don't know why he censored that. These guys have like no fucking because did they forget that Elon lets them use slurs? Now, I've been calling people cunts on Twitter constantly, uncensored. In fact, I do it using the Dune font because it looks cool. But then you got people like this using words like that. Like, motherfucker, have the backbone to use the actual word, and then also have the backbone to put your employer in your bio as well. Because I wouldn't hesitate, because I know the shit I say is fucking gold. And I've been getting a lot of people saying, man, this guy is mean. Like, I'm the bully, and you know what? I'm not even fucking disagreeing with that. I have the balls to criticize these motherfuckers directly on their platform, directly atting them as well. And they're sat here using dog whistles because they can't use the words they want to use because they are absolute fucking pussies. It's genuinely hilarious that these guys say they are thick-skinned and, you know, have the biggest balls, and then they are too afraid to use certain words on the internet. But yeah, this is his whole fucking thing. The only thing they don't care about is forced, and the way they use the word forced is, I want to say interesting, it's not interesting actually, I'm not sure what the word I want to use for that is. But they only ever use the word forced for representation they don't like, as in, i.e., stuff they can't really sexualize. It's always the case whenever you ask them to explain, you know, an example of forced diversity and, you know, diversity they're okay with. It just boils down to whether or not they can jack their dicks to it. Well, Twitches, you've hit the nail on the fucking head. They are cowards. That's why I always post the tolerant left memes like that. Like, no. I am gonna fucking, you know, fight back. And they don't like it because they are essentially reading from a script. Every single time I've seen this happen, they are basically parroting talking points that they've essentially heard others repeat before. So they're saying the exact same thing over and over again. And the moment I deviate from the script and say something mean back to them, they don't know what to fucking do. They lose their minds and then they crash out like this and say, oh, I thought you guys were tolerant. Well, these guys are bullies. They're such a mean group of people. Despite the fact that they've been making death threats to people of color and, like, you know, minorities and stuff constantly. Dude, every FromSoft game is woke. It's fucking hilarious. In fact, I'm sure I've made jokes about that in the past, actually. Because Marika is trans. Bloodborne is essentially about, you know, pregnancy and menstruation, which is something that these clueless motherfuckers don't know anything about. Because they've never been within, like, 5 meters of a woman they weren't a blood relative of. He said, so no, non-binary VAs is not some kind of gotcha, right? And then I did quote retweet him, actually, on this. 10 out of 10 from Sanix here. Congrats on getting the Mumsnet Users of the Year to respond to you. I think he generally spends his entire day literally searching up the word non-binary on Twitter and responding to every tweet out there. This making fun of the fact that he made an entire fucking essay when I wrote 2 sentences. The worst part is, it's not even ChatGPT. He wrote those words himself. That's how I know I got to it. I think someone put it best when they said, you know, you can tell ChatGPT was used when someone has perfect punctuation but says a whole lot of nothing. Here we go. I retweeted him here and I said, so we're all looking forward to Erika Ishii in Ghost of Yotei, right? Because I know I am. Because he literally just said he has no issues with, you know, non-binary voice actors or anything like that in the game, despite the fact that he's had multiple tweets about Ghost of Yotei purely because of Erika Ishii being in it as the main character, Atsu. Stanix, you're absolutely right. They don't want to argue in good faith. They want to just yell their own opinions and feelings out there, right? They're the group that says facts don't care about your feelings, but then think their feelings are facts. And they think if they yell loud enough, that means whatever they feel is true. And that's why you can't really argue with them or change their mind, which is why I never try to do that. I never want to bother with... I mean, some people might have the patience for it. I don't have the patience to wear someone like that down and make them see the truth or whatever, because I know for a fact that when they see it, they're just going to find another way to not believe it. But what I can do is I can make them too embarrassed to ever say those things again. I can make them so upset that they block me and I never have to see their bullshit again. And you know what? That's good enough for me. That's a good enough change. That's change I can action and make happen within my own space, okay? I'm not looking to change the world. Just make a few of these losers too embarrassed or upset to, you know, say stupid shit around me in my space. There's been a lot of people memeing on him as well, but then again, this is a thing that happens whenever he tweets anything, because he's so fucking easy to, like, meme on. Like, this is one that brings up the receipts as well. I responded to this one. I've been following Airbags. They're a pretty good account. But yeah, he's like, he brings up the fact that he's spent multiple tweets over the years hating on Monster Hunter Wilds. But he calls it woke because of the character Olivia looking too masculine. And then saying stuff like this about modern audience changes. And then he does a 180. Because the game does good. He then completely tries to make everyone forget the fact that he said the game was going to fail. And is now supporting it. This is what made me want to, you know, tweet out the fact that he's been supporting a game with non-binary voice actors in it. Because, you know, he's praising the game. and saying, you know, so much better than Western developed games that have DEI hires and so on. Motherfucker, this game had what he would consider a DEI hire. And I'm so glad to see him support it. I want to see him support more games like this, which, you know what, he's going to do, because he doesn't read in to any of the things. He doesn't actually play any of the games that he's talking about. He never does. So he knows fuck all about it. It's not hard to catch him slipping up like this. And I know for a fact he's going to do it again in the future. When he does, I'm going to point it out again. Airbag is a pretty chill guy. I follow him on Blue Sky and stuff as well. A lot of other people are also pointing out the fact that when you click the grok button, it points out all the things that are, you know, at fault with his tweet. I also love the fact that Grok still calls it a tweet and not a post. Like, even Elon's AI is dead naming his stupid fucking website. If you want to look at some really embarrassing shit, though, if you look at the responses to Grummz here, like, the amount of bootlickers. Hang on, Unaska, you get a heart. Like, this was absolutely funny. This motherfucker here, he actually proved my point and undermined Grummz by trying to be a bootlicker. Because he posted this clip from his own stream, right?
And now here we are, finally.
Reacting to the voice actor and says it's woke.
It's alright, lad. We're in this together.
It's a dude?
First things first, I think we ought to escort him.
He is. And he's so fucking stupid because he just proved my point was trying to suck up to Grummz. Because he's like, oh yeah, Monster Hunter's not woke, we don't care about non-binary voice actors, we don't, you know, think that's a problem, this game is good because it's not DEI or whatnot, and then immediately, hey, this game is woke, right? Look at me reacting to this man. Alright, I think I'm more or less done roasting Grummz here. I could